About a week ago, I had a chance to play Arma Reforger with a Milsim group. And you may be wondering, why were you playing Arma Reforger? I don't know, it beats me, but as I was playing, I noticed that the game was actually enjoyable. The scenario that was set up was a beach landing of some sort, using BTRs on the enemy side, and our job was to assault the beach, make landing, and continue into the town. Now, I don't know if you've ever assaulted a beach in a video game, but the next best thing is crack cocaine. I can't even show you how fun the beach landing was because I forgot to record my audio. Which is a shame because it shows you how naive I was going into this. I joined this server to troll people. Which you can't hear it, but I went into this Milsim server RPing as Forrest Gump, and none of the Milsim admins appreciated it. So as I started playing, I realized I wanted to change this video into what Arma could have been and what it still is. In its current state, Arma is still a broken mess. The only time it's actually enjoyable is when you can get a good game master who can set up stuff like this, or you can get a Milsim group together like this to make really good content in game. I mean, there are still people who are complaining about getting booted from servers for no reason. They have perfectly fine ping, or not even be able to join in the first place. And it makes me wonder, why was the game released in this state anyway? Devs played it, they had to have. Could you imagine making a game and not playing it? Either they didn't test it, or they just didn't care, but the final product that they released was dog shit. So after such a terrible release, no one's playing this game. I think you could fill like 2-3 servers maybe. And that makes it so much worse because without a player base, this game is nothing. And you've seen this with other games too. I'll put them up on screen. There's so many Milsim games. There's so many tactical shooters out here and no one's playing them. And if it is PvP based only, and this game's not, but for the most part it's PvP, it's a dead game. There's not much you can do when you're the only player online on this game. Now, dead game is a bit of an exaggeration. I mean, we saw the player counts on some of those games, but when you're spread thin like that, and you have so many people playing so many different Milsims and tactical shooters like this, some games just get left out, and Arma just got left out. This isn't a slander video about Arma Reforger, because I actually enjoyed playing this game. When I was playing on this server, it was very fun, it was very enjoyable, but it's so easy to look at these issues and point them out, and we should, because as players, we shouldn't expect day one you get the game, you go to play it, and you can't get into a server. And it wasn't just day one. I think I spent about a week trying to fix this issue, trying to get into a server. I think I actually put in about 15 hours on the main menu, in the server menu, trying to just play the game. And day one, it wasn't just server issues and connectivity issues, it was actual game-breaking bugs. If you could get into a game, that would stop you from playing and prevent you from enjoying this game. Bugs like grenades not throwing, magazines not being able to be taken out of the armory, and a bunch of other things prevented this game from succeeding. And this sounds like a small list, but we got more to talk about, I promise you. But it's things like this on top of the server issues that prevented people from enjoying this game, and it made a lot of them just leave. They bought the game, then they refunded it because they realized how dog shit the state of the game was. From players and game models being completely invisible when you load in, all the way to a floating Jeep glitch, there's a lot of issues that didn't get fixed until later patch notes. And those meaningful patch notes I was talking about in the first place to fix the bugs and the glitches wouldn't have mattered anyway, because they still had server issues. They had severe server issues that prevented almost all players from getting in the game. When I say this game was dead on arrival, it's not really a far stretch. It's not a far stretch to say that a game that came out as buggy and as messy and ugly as Arma Reforger did was dead on arrival. On a positive note, the game has gotten better, and I'll pull up some patch notes on screen over the past couple of months to show you that the game has improved. Even as just first-hand experience, I can tell you that A lot of the bugs have been fixed. Um, Server issues, for the most part, have been fixed. There's still some people who can't get in, but the majority of the players are able to join games, play, have a good experience without being kicked. And this is a big deal for Arma Reforger because I believe that the core gameplay is good. I think it works well. Maybe not in the new game modes they introduced. I don't know if a lot of people know what Arma is, but for the people who don't, it's really just a mill sim, and it depends on people to create content in-game. But recently, with this new title, they've added in preset game modes, and they don't play well. It doesn't fit Arma. It's not really a core Arma experience, and so no one really cares about those. No one's playing them, but the core gameplay, shooting the vehicles now after all those patches, it's fine. It's really good. It's fun. And while this is the only recorded footage I have of Arma Reforger, I think it's all I need. It perfectly shows the current state of the game. In this specific scenario that was set up by a game master, we were assaulting a beach, going into a town, and it was great. It was really enjoyable, pushing through the woods up from the beach, and then working our way into the town was really, really fun. We had to destroy 2 BTRs, there was a lot of enemies to fight, and the game master was constantly on top of putting new enemies down, giving us objectives and things to do. Even just by itself, working with other players becomes really fun when everyone has a common goal, we're all pushing the same objective, working together. For instance, in the beginning, when we were assaulting the bridge to get to the actual beach, I was shooting rockets at the BTRs. I think I landed 2 of them, and I hear over the radio from other people, hey, good job, you're taking out that BTR. Another good example is I was using the grenade launcher on the bottom of my M16, and apparently I was just dropping enemies below us on the hill. Didn't realize it, but there were some bunkers set up, some like camp type things, and I was nailing them with them. I didn't realize that until, you know, in game someone hopped on radio chat and let me know that I was doing a really good job. What hasn't been talked about yet is new content. The content that's been laid out for the next couple of months is ground support, so it looks like we're going to be getting a new map, some quality of life updates for the game master, AI, and things like that. We're also going to be getting a new site on the American side, an ambulance, anti-tank mines, and a bunch of other new content. And I know you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too, ground support seems like it would be a little bit more than ambulance, which is a little disappointing. This is the other thing I've been wanting to talk about, is there's not a lot of vehicle gameplay. There's not a lot going on with that. There's a BTR on the Soviet side, and the US has a Humvee, I believe, and just the basic Jeep. That's it. And so adding in an ambulance doesn't feel like they're adding much into the game, but if this is the way they're going to push the game forward and add more content, I'm willing to put up with it. The second milestone, which we'll probably dive a little bit more into in another video, mainly focuses on air vehicles, so helicopters, I would imagine, hopefully, some planes, that'd be sick too, but I believe it mainly focuses on helicopters, things of that nature, so we have more to look forward to. It's a matter of, will the game be successful enough, will the player base stick around long enough for those updates to come out? They have to release them anyway, but will the game be playable by the time we get the content we need? I don't know. With the milestone updates out of the way, I want to talk more about the gameplay. This is us currently entering the town and going in to assault it. This is the second part of the mission, and I think this is really where the combat shines, because apart from the beach, we're right up on the enemy. It's really clear where they're at. There's smoke everywhere, gunfire everywhere, and everyone at this point was really just working together to try to take this town. And without the audio, it doesn't seem like much, but yeah, it's pretty immersive. When you're taking gunfire, you hear people talking over the radio, people running past you, yelling, using VoIP, and it's things like this that immerse players like me and keeps me playing milsim games, keeps me playing things like Ready or Not, Arma. I'm even thinking about giving Squad a go. Haven't played it yet, but the gameplay looks great. It looks like they have a really great product there. They just had an update introducing Marines and naval landings, so it sounds really interesting. I'd love to give that a try in the future. But that's it. It's just things like this that keep people playing games like this. And as long as they release a good game, they make a good final product, and they continue to update it and fix and improve their game, they really have something here with Arma. I really think they do on it. And I know this game is really just a demo for Arma 4, but I believe with a little spit and shine and some work from the devs, this could be a really great game. Alright guys, that's it from me. I really just want Arma to be a better game. I like the boneworks of it, but it has a lot of improving to do. Anyways, comment down below if you share the same opinion as me. Maybe you don't, comment still. But I'll see you guys in the next one.